Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to your sports report. The Boston Red Sox. As you know, the big game is at 8:09 p.m. Tonight will be the first pitch of the big game 1 of the World Series. Boston Red Sox versus the Dodgers. Sox fans ready for game 1 of World Series. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Mike Cronin.
The Red Sox and Dodgers face off in the World Series for the first time since 1916, when the Dodgers were in Brooklyn and Fenway Park was only 4 years old. 102 years later, Boston looks to bring home another title.
So much fun. I grew up here too, and there's nothing better than Boston sports. I'm a little nervous, frankly, but I'm excited to be here.
An electric atmosphere around the ballpark, with the Red Sox trying to win their fourth championship in the last 15 seasons.
The outfield's playing really well, the pitching's great, and the bats are hot. Hey, we gotta do this.
The Wallachs are from Portsmouth, but live in Alaska. What's this weather like compared to back home?
Well, it'd be snowing instead of raining back home.
LA looking for its first ring in 30 years, but they have to go through a team that set a franchise record for wins and breeze through the Yankees and Astros.
I got a good feeling. I don't know why. I got a good gut feeling like I did in 13.
It's felt like Boston is a team of destiny this year, but they still need 4 more wins against a franchise that's in the Fall Classic for a second straight season.
Everyone's counted the Dodgers out all year. You know, we had the worst start in Dodger history, but we made it. We're back, and we want revenge. They beat a 103 win team. They beat a 100 win team. The Dodgers are nothing in comparison.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. The fans are ready for the big game. And are you a Red Sox fan? And if you are, comment below. Let us know, are you ready for the big game tonight? Game 1 of the World Series. Red Sox legend Carl Yarzak to throw ceremonial first pitch of the World Series. Hall of Famer Carl Zazaksky, who threw out the ceremonial first pitch in the 2004, 2007, and 2013 World Series, will once again throw the pitch to ceremony Game 1 of the Fall Classic. Yaz is a bit of a good luck charm because the Sox won Game 1 in 2004, 2007, and 2013. Yaz, 79, hit .352 in 14 World Series games in 1967 and 1975. The Red Sox also announced Tuesday that members of the 2004 World Series champion team will throw the ceremonial first pitch of Game 2. And here is a photo of Carl Yachts. Take a look. And this is him right here, and he's 79. He'll be throwing the first pitch of the ceremony of World Series Game 1. Familiar voice, Bill Belichick provides voiceover for World Series introduction. As Boston fans sit down to watch the start of the World Series, they'll hear a familiar voice from another sports franchise. New England Patriots head coach Bill Belichick lent his gruff tones to the opening segment of the World Series broadcast produced by MLB on Fox. According to the Pats, the clip is entitled, "How Do You Make History?" Storm interrupts warm-ups ahead of World Series Game 1. Let's take a listen to the video from WCVB Boston.
We are drenched on the field, Emily. Welcome live to Fenway Park. The steady rain that you see has been here for roughly a half an hour, and it's been really heavy at many points. In fact, Mike Cole is our photographer. Mike, if you don't mind showing, this is the warning track here on the first base side, and it's not actually that bad yet. If I stand on the field, and you could see it's already starting to puddle up here. The infield itself is covered, as it obviously would be, but the outfield itself is exposed. So obviously, it's denying the Red Sox and the Dodgers a chance to do infield hit around, infield throw around, batting practice, whatever. So they are doing it where they can. There are cages underneath, and there are places that they can get ready for Game 1 of the World Series. Mike Lynch is alongside. You know, Lynch, we were talking about it's kind of unfortunate because watching them warm up is just kind of the fun of it.
It's a big part of it. It's part of the anticipation is part of Game 1 of the World Series. Here they are. They finally made it. The other two teams are here. We can see them. They're hitting. Yeah. And there's a lot of media people around. There's a lot of executives. You know, Tommy Lasorda's in town. Will Magic Johnson be around the batting cage. So we're going to miss all that. And the other thing is to concern safety. Now, the outfield has a lot of caps on it with drains. But you know, the footing out there is going to be obviously a concern, and it's cold. You got two pitchers tonight who don't wear long sleeves under their uniforms. Chris Sale and Clayton Kershaw. They like to go with bare arms. But yeah, this is really too bad.
We've also, I should tell you, we've heard a couple of ripples of thunder too.
Yeah, we have.
Which is kind of interesting. I'm not a meteorologist.
Why am I holding
that or an umbrella in your head, right? Both of them. So we have heard thunder. The rain doesn't seem to be subsiding right now. All right, let's talk baseball. Eventually, they are going to play, be it later tonight or whenever. They are going to play. And when they do, you're seeing two pretty good teams here.
Well, you are. You're going to see two pretty good pitchers, too. Chris Sale hasn't pitched since October 13th. He only gave up one hit, but he walked four batters and hit a batter in that game. Clayton Kershaw has been a starter. He's been coming out of the bullpen. He hasn't had great success in the World Series. In postseason, matter of fact, he's 7-7 with an ERA just under 5. So who knows which Clayton Kershaw and which Chris Sale is going to show up tonight. And as for the Red Sox, they get a lot of guys that are playing for the first time. J.D. Martinez, Mookie Betts, Jackie Bradley Jr. And playing the Dodgers is really something special as opposed to playing almost any other team in the National League.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Red Sox versus Dodgers lineup. The 2018 World Series has arrived. The Boston Red Sox and Los Angeles Dodgers will do battle in Game 1 of the Fall Classic on Tuesday night at Fenway Park. The Red Sox reached baseball's biggest stage by taking down the Houston Astros in 5 games in the American League Championship Series, while the Dodgers went the distance against the Milwaukee Brewers in the National League Championship Series. It will be a battle of star south paws in the best-of-7 series opener. Boston will turn to its ace Chris Sale, who is coming off a stomach illness that prevented him from pitching since Game 1 of the ALCS on October 13th. Los Angeles will give the ball to Clayton Kershaw, who sealed the NL pennant for his ball club when he logged a scoreless ninth inning in Game 7 of the NLCS, with the Dodgers sending a left-hander to the hill. Right-hander bat Steve Price and Ian Kinsler will start at first and second base, respectively, but in somewhat of a surprise move by manager Alex Cora, Rafael Devers will get the nod at third base as opposed to the right-handed Edero News. Here are the full lineups for Tuesday's Red Sox Dodgers World Series Game 1. The Red Sox and Dodgers team. And here is the lineup for the Red Sox, as you can see. And here is the lineup for the Dodgers, as you can see. And game time is at 8:09 p.m. and it's still scheduled for 8:09 p.m. even though we are seeing some storms and rain. Now let's take a listen to this video from NESN Sports.
Counts, which means you're working with, what, half a dozen financial institutions? Maybe it's time to consolidate your financial life with just one of them. At People's United Bank, we can give you everything under one convenient roof, from checking to mortgages to investments. Life is complicated. Banking doesn't have to be. Visit peoples.com. People's United Bank, N.A., member FDIC, equal housing lender.
It's here. The 2018 World Series begins tonight. And the Red Sox 25-man final roster is set with one big change. Red Sox pitcher Drew Pomeranz has been added ahead of Game 1 on Tuesday night. The lefty replaces Brandon Workman. Pomeranz is not having the best year. He last started on August 7th, moving to the bullpen for the last 2 months of the season. In 26 appearances in 2018, he's 2-6 with a 6.08 ERA. But hey, Alex Cora seems to be making all of the right moves this postseason, and this one likely has to do with the fact the Dodgers have a bunch of lefty hitters. Meanwhile, Stephen Wright is left off of the roster again, still recovering from a knee injury.
Okay, and there you go on that video. And that does it for your sports report of the Red Sox and World Series Game 1. Right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a wonderful night. And again, game time is at 8:09 p.m. on Fox Channel in MBL Network. Have a wonderful night, everyone. I'll see you back here tomorrow for another coverage of your World Series Game 2. Good night, everyone. Bye.